Welcome to another edition of Compliance Corner with Matt Fry. I'm the compliance officer here with Cornerstone Senior Marketing, also the operations manager. And today I'm here to talk to you about events. And to host an event, to Medicare beneficiaries, events can be classified of one of two ways. One is an educational event and the other is a sales event. So I want to first talk about educational events. So educational events, it's really designed to inform and educate Medicare beneficiaries about Medicare Advantage plan, prescription drug plans, and just Medicare programs in general, and does not typically include or should not include any marketing materials. By that I mean event sponsor, you don't really, if you have one, you're not using that to steer or attempt to steer those people that are there to become potential enrollees into a specific plan or even a limited number of plans. So it's really just educating the member, hence educational event. Now, what can you do during an educational event? So you can talk to consumers about Medicare, Medicare Advantage, prescription drug plans, and other programs, obviously. You can offer promotional items as long as they're of a nominal value and really free of benefit information. So that's the key there. You want to make sure that there's no benefit information. And that goes true if you want to display a banner. That banner you can have a sponsor carrier and it can have a plan, name or logo or something of that carrier, but make sure that it doesn't have any specific product information. And we also want to make sure at educational events, you can distribute your business cards and contact information to beneficiaries that initiate contact. So you can certainly distribute those business cards at educational events. Now, you can also, at an educational event, set up future marketing appointments and collect scope of appointment forms. And you can answer questions that consumers pose to you throughout the event, provided the response doesn't go beyond anything that you've maybe already obtained on the scope of appointment, of course. So keep that in mind. Now, also with educational events, you can provide meals, snacks, or gifts, but once again, that nominal value, it's a $15 requirement. So, you shouldn't not be going over that. So keep that in mind during these events. Now, there are some things that we can't do at an educational event, and I kind of already talked a little bit about that. But specifically, you want to steer clear of plan-specific materials. So you do not want to distribute plan-specific materials. You don't want to distribute plan-specific premiums or benefits during your presentation or even in handouts. You don't want to distribute any enrollment forms or mandatory sign-up sheets. Mandatory sign-up sheets, as a general rule of thumb for events, are a no-no. You want to, you're really should not be discussing plans offered and or collecting or distributing enrollment forms during an educational event, typically. And they, as an educational event, if it's classified as such, really you shouldn't be having that in an in-home or a one-on-one setting. So you want an educational event to be held in a public venue, and during your advertisement and while you're trying to get people to attend, you want to make sure that you're advertising that as an educational event. So the next type of event that we want to talk through is a sales event. So a sales event, it's also kind of sometimes called a marketing event, is really where allowable types of marketing activities can occur, and you're still, maybe educating the beneficiary, but you're really designed there, and your goal is to steer or attempt to steer potential enrollees towards a plan or plans that you're offering. So like I just said, you can still educate the beneficiaries, but maybe towards the end of your presentation, you can include market-specific information in regards to plans, plan benefits, and other type things that will really relate to that specific plan that you're looking to kind of inform the members on. So, but keep in mind that for sales events, there's two different types. So a formal sales event is a more structured event, and that's typically your audience presenter type format. And then there's even also something called an informal sales event. Now, this utilizes a less structured format, and for example, would include maybe like a table or a kiosk that you're manning or someone or a sales representative is manning, where consumers can initiate conversations and you can begin that sales process with them. Sales events must be reported to each applicable carrier that you are representing. So each carrier also has their own process and time frame requirements in regards to how you report those events. So make sure that you're aware of that prior to your event and well in advance of your event, because some of those timeframes call for action well before your event. So, and if an event must be canceled, whether it's weather or your personal schedule, you know each carrier's process for cancellation and the time frame requirements around those. If they're canceled within the minimum amount of time frame, you need to make sure that you have somebody there at the venue where you were going to host this sales event and stay there for at least a half an hour past the scheduled start time. So in case any potential attendees come, you can notify them of that cancellation. Now, at a sales events as well, that nominal gift is still $15, but it's only gifts and snacks and promotional items, no meals. And once again, sign-in sheets must be optional. So you can't require your attendees to provide you with contact information. Always very important to keep that in mind. Now, lastly, here at Cornerstone, we're here to help you plan for your next event. I know it can be a big undertaking and there can typically be a lot of questions if you've never hosted an event before. So we do have an agent compliance guide that can help you through the do's and don'ts. You can find that out on our website at cornerstoneseniormarketing.com, but we're also here to help. I'm Matt Fry. You can reach out to me, but you can also request a copy of that guide at compliance@cornerstoneseniormarketing.com. You can send your presentation over there for review, or we even have services where we can help you really put together your event and really help you create some content for that and put together your presentation. So don't hesitate to use us and keep us in mind for all of your event needs throughout the year, and we're here to help. So we appreciate your partnership with Cornerstone. Thanks for tuning in to this month's Compliance Corner. I'm Matt Fry, and we'll see you next time.